Today's abnormality will be subject number 000, Standard Training Dummy Rabbit. Related material involving this abnormality include Lobotomy Corporation. Hello, and welcome to the fitting first entry in what I'm going to call the Abnormality Codex series. Now, normally, I would read out what I like to call the foreshadowing quote of the abnormality. The little quote that appears when selecting an abnormality to be extracted to be put in the headquarters. But considering on how this abnormality is literally tied to the manager's tutorial, I have chosen what the closest thing I could find for any foreshadowing quote for this abnormality. Tutorial, management, employees, emergencies. Moving on to abnormality basic information. Name, Standard Training Dummy Rabbit. Subject number, 000. Risk level, Teth. Work damage is read at a range of 1 to 2. Max enkephalin box number is 10. Outcome ranges based on positive enkephalin box yield is good at a range of 7 to 10, normal at a range of 4 to 6, and bad at a range of 0 to 3. Now onto the abnormality management tips. Managerial Guidelines 1. When repression work was performed with Standard Training Dummy Rabbit, the Clive-Off counter lowered. Now, there really isn't much else to say about this one, just don't do repression work with Standard Training Dummy Rabbit. Though at the same time, this abnormality is only found in the manager's tutorial, so yeah. Moving on. Moving on to the abnormality's escape information. Maximum Clive-Off counter is 1. Abnormality defensive statistics are endure to red damage at 0.5, weak to white damage at 1.5, normal to black damage at 1, and normal to pale damage at 1. Standard Training Dummy Rabbit's attack type is red. Now, despite Standard Training Dummy Rabbit's attack type being red, to put it simply, this abnormality doesn't really attack, to say the least. This is literally all it does as one escape. He just hops there, even when being attacked, as you can see. He just hops there. That's really about it. Even if I were to send more employees, even if more employees are to be sent, Standard Training Dummy Rabbit really just hops there. I guess if he accidentally bumps into one of them, that would be considered the attack, but yeah, no, that's literally all that happens when Standard King Dummy Rabbit escapes. I don't really have much else to say now. Moving on, the next are observations made when working with the abnormality. This can include general work, when the abnormality is using its abilities while work is being performed on it, some employee comments before and during the work, and, depending on the abnormality, maybe some of its own responses, though, like I said, this depends on the abnormality itself. And not all abnormalities will have these. Standard Training Dummy Rabbit is a training dummy who sincerely believes he's an employee of our facility. It seems Standard Training Dummy Rabbit likes people. Standard Training Dummy Rabbit circles around and around Nugget. However, Nugget is completely absorbed in their work. Standard Training Dummy Rabbit is thinking about the center of the Earth. Standard Training Dummy Rabbit is very sad that Nugget has to leave so soon. It seems that he wants to follow them. Onto Standard Training Dummy Rabbit's story records. Description: an abnormality in the shape of a training dummy, used to train up-and-coming managers. Rumor has it, this abnormality was chosen to be used for training, as it is the most docile and tame of any that we have extracted. It's called a training dummy rabbit, but it doesn't seem to enjoy carrots. It likes people. If it escapes, it is merely following the employee as they leave its containment unit. Moving on to the Ego Gear / equipment. Standard Training Dummy Rabbit's extermination of geometrical organ is Standard Training EGO. Standard Training Ego Weapon. The grade of the weapon is Teth. Its appearance appears to be some kind of hammer or mace-like weapon, with the head of the weapon being a mini Standard Training Dummy Rabbit. The damage type of the weapon is white. The damage range of the weapon is 5 to 7. The speed of the weapon is normal and the range of the weapon is short. The usage requirements for this weapon are none. Details: Ego intended for manager education. Standard Training Ego Suit. The grade of the suit is Teth. Its appearance appears to be a white suit with yellow armor plating. Resistances are Endure to red damage at 0.5, normal to white damage at 1, weak to black damage at 1.5, and vulnerable to pale damage at 2. The usage requirements for this suit are none. Details: Ego intended for manager education. Standard Training Ego Gift. When gifted, it is worn as a hat, and when worn, it provides 2 HP and 2 SP. Now we move on to seeing the Ego Gear in actual use. As of the event, the White Nights and Dark Days, and the subsequent fall of Lobotomy Corporation, it is at this current point in time unknown what has become of Standard Training Dummy Rabbit. The abnormality could have befell a similar fate to some other abnormalities that were in the headquarters at the time, or the abnormality could have been in a branch facility at the time. Though, considering on how this abnormality is specifically used for manager training, it is unlikely that this abnormality had left the headquarters, though this is just my speculation. So as of now, it is unknown what has befell Standard Training Dummy Rabbit.
And hello, this is the end segment for the video. Hi. So, yeah, this is the first entry in the Abnormality Codex series. I do plan to make a video on every other abnormality, and I kind of hope I can do YouTube as a full-time job, in all honesty. But, yeah. When it comes down to it, I think I mentioned this in like some streams or other, probably just streams, but I want to do a video on each individual abnormality as individually as I can, as in, when it comes down to it, like if there's like a group of abnormalities like the magical girls and the birds, I want to make a video on each of them separately, and even though there's the apocalypse bird, I still will talk about it separately and try not to bring up the other three birds as much, but I probably am going to have to talk about the other three birds because it's more of a given, to be honest. Considering, sorry. Sorry for how I do these, for how I talk, and just stuttering over myself. I think that is that stuttering? I don't know. Sorry. But, the main point of these end segments is to just give my opinion on the abnormality. First off, one thing I'm confused about is it's mentioned that this abnormality is used for training specifically because it is the most docile and tame out of all of them. And considering on how this abnormality only has 10 enkephalon boxes, why is this abnormality a test at all? I feel like it'd make more sense for this abnormality to be a Zen. But at this point, I don't have answers, and I don't care I don't know. I don't feel like it's my place to try to figure this out. And also, as you can see, another thing about this is that I'm drawing the abnormality in the background. Yeah. At the end with these final thoughts, I'm going to record myself drawing the abnormality to the best of my ability. I think when it comes down to it, I will be drawing other forms of the abnormality, like, example, the magical girls. But I won't draw any of their minions, unless it's absolutely necessary. So, yeah. Some things I kind of want to mention while making this. I kind of realized that when looking at the ego suit, while going over the video. It is. I looked at Lantern Dawn to get a better idea for how to describe it, but yeah, no, it is technically there's a gray suit and there's a gray undershirt and no, I wouldn't call it an undershirt. Or it's that. It's the shirt that goes under a suit, I think. I don't know what it's called. There's also a white tie and I guess, a warning symbol. The symbol, the same thing the ego gift, the same symbol thing the ego gift is on both, or just the same symbol on Standard Training Dummy Rabbit's chest and on the suit, on the yellow armor plating. There's a gray shirt underneath, a white tie, a bit of extra stuff to talk about when it comes to the ego suit. Another thing I want to mention is I don't know how I'm gonna handle stuff from the art book, like little details, like there are little descriptions, or just little notes in the art book that I probably will mention, but when it comes down to the art book of Lobotomy Corporation, it really is just I don't know how to describe it. As you can tell, this segment is not really scripted. But real quick, back onto the opinions of the Abnormality. Like I said, I'm confused on why he's Tess. But another thing is, I just find Standard Training Dummy Rabbit a little guy. He's just a little guy. He genuinely believes he's an employee, and I believe he deserves the Employee of the Month and the promotion. Yeah. Overall, yeah, no, that's my thoughts on the Abnormality. Literally, what I consider he's literally sorry. But yeah, no, he's literally the tutorial Abnormality. He's just a little guy. I consider him a part of the company, or the corporation, and so yeah. But yeah, I'm also kind of using this to pad out time, I guess. But yeah, no. Like I said, this is the first video. I don't know how I'm going to handle the art book stuff, if I'm going to mention anything. Like, when it comes down to the Lobotomy Corporation art book, there's just a few notes to the side that I will probably mention, but I don't know. As for the library art book, I don't know how I'm going to handle that. I'll probably just read over it, figure out if there's anything I should probably mention or add, and mention it. I probably won't mention it in these end segments, probably right before the end segment, or no, right before the segment where I talk about the whereabouts of the Abnormality. Based on all current information we have. Another side note when it comes down to other segments, example being that post that showed a hole in the man result. I don't know how I'm going to handle that. I am probably going to show it at the end. Actually, no, I don't know. It can be found on the wiki, but at the same time, I'm for people who don't use the wiki. I don't know who that'd be, but I probably won't put it in. Maybe I'll put it into the end segment as a little trivia bit, but I don't know. I really don't know. I'm gonna mention this now. The little editing things I did here, with the things popping up, I don't think I'll do that for the rest of the Lobotomy Corporation entries. Well, not in the exact same way. I probably am going to... I'm probably going to try to edit it in where the video is paused. It comes in, then it shows me unlocking it. But I'm probably going... It's gonna be an annoying ride. I'll say that much. But yeah, I'm gonna mention this here. A bunch of the images I got for like the images of the ego gear and the images of the ending segment and the sorry. A bunch of images I have are from the Lobotomy Corporation wiki, being the images for the various things like the basic information, escape information, work preferences, and the management tips, as well as the, like I said before, the ego gear, and just the sprite of Standard Training Demi Rad I got from the LobCorp wiki, and as well as some of the other things I got from online. Some of the other stuff I did get is from my own footage, or me trying to get the information myself, like the flavor text bit when working with the abnormality. I did edit it to say Nugget, mainly because I'm going to use Nugget as a baseline name for all the abnormalities in LobCorp. But yeah, I think that's practically everything I have to say. But like I said, I do kind of want to use this first video as a bit to chat. Like I said, I want to make YouTube my full-time job, but at the same time, this video has been delayed for over half a year due to my own procrastination. And yeah, I kind of want to mention how I originally wanted to do this. I wanted to originally just make this make a long video of all the abnormalities from LobCorp, and then move on to a video with all the abnormalities from library, and then make these Codex like videos. I scrapped that idea because I realized I feel like that's just going to be a long, painful, tedious experience that's just not going to work out. But yeah, there's also another end segment for this that I wanted to do, but I'm going to just make that into its own series. But I'm probably not going to do that for a long time until I get better at drawing, because I'm going to be frank, I'm not good at drawing. I want to learn and get better at it. Maybe try to do commissions on the side, but I am not good at drawing at all. As you see in the footage, I haven't been practicing, and I really should be practicing more. But as of now, I want to get this series over and done with. But overall, I just want to get. I shouldn't put it like that. This is a series I've been wanting to do for a while, but at the same time, I feel like I've just been stuck in place, and getting this video out will show that I'm actively moving forward to what I want to do. But yeah, I hope everyone enjoys the video and likes and subscribes. Please, I want to keep doing this. But yeah. Also, I should probably mention some things that are happening in the footage. You'll notice some weird bits of footage where in the drawing footage where things don't look normal. I don't know why that is, mainly because that's just more of an experience when it comes to me actually using my drawing tablet. Because when I click on the pad, sometimes it doesn't instantly move. It just stays still, and after I move for it a bit, it'll start actually drawing. So sometimes I have to, and sometimes when touching the tablet, I accidentally touch something else, or just accidentally touch something else overall. Yeah. You'll probably see more of that in later videos, but yeah. I don't know why that happens. Probably because I'm either pushing too hard on the tablet or I'm just doing something wrong. I don't know. But yeah. Thank you for listening to my little rant, or my, I guess, what would this be called? Just announcement, no update. I don't know. Mixed in with, actually, quick. You know what? I don't know. Also, these end segments are also technically used to summarize. Actually, another part of these end segments is me wanting to summarize the abnormality lore, or in trying to figure out what it represents. But I feel like I'm too dumb to figure that out. But you know what? I'll try right now. So I'm just gonna reread everything real quick. Standard training dummy rabbit is the most docile abnormality and is used to train up and coming managers. The abnormality is overall friendly and likes people overall. And yeah. What else? Despite being called a rabbit, it does not enjoy carrots and simply follows the employee as they leave its containment unit. But overall, that's about it. Also, actually, I just realized I just realized that it's a rumor that it's been chosen for training due to it being the most docile and tame abnormality. Huh. But overall, yeah, no. This has been the first episode of the Abnormality Codex series. Yeah. I also think I'm just going to use like something equivalent to the abnormality portrait for just a little bit for the intro segment before actually getting to the actual intro segment that you saw in the video. But yeah, as you can see, this is my first time doing this video. Guys, I don't know. This is my first video on this. And I'm just. It's just a lot in my head. Also, I hope as this goes on, I get better at editing. But considering on how this looks from my perspective, I don't think I'll be improving, because I feel like I don't know. I'm just tired right now. Because I know after I stop recording this, I'll be ready to. I'll export the video and it'll be ready to upload. And I'm just scared. That it won't work out. But yeah, thank you all for watching. Have a good day, night, or whatever the current time is. And I hope you will continue watching. Goodbye.